We're looking at the world of spiritual connection.
Yay.
Yay. Hi, I'm Ruth Sharon. I'm here with my beloved Jim Sharon.
My beloved Ruth Sharon has got a little lipstick on her teeth.
Usually do. So we are the co-founders of the HeartWise Relationship Academy, and we're here on Wisdom Wednesday just to drop a little wisdom on your doorstep and help you open up some aspects of being heart-wise. So this month, December, we're talking about connecting spiritually. So we want to just bounce that around a little bit and invite you to inquire within. What does that mean to you to connect spiritually with yourself, with your partner? So what would you like to say, dear?
Well, first of all, I was thinking, listening to your words, and I like bounce better than drop because drop sounds like a bomb, and we're not going to bomb you today.
No.
Boom. We'll just bounce around a little. Spirituality. This is probably my favorite subject in the whole world, which encompasses love. For me, it does. So, yeah. First of all, there's a difference in my mind between spirituality and religion. I'm not going to get into all the particulars, but it's possible to be either or both. I consider myself both religious and spiritual. But anyway, we'll talk mainly about the components of what I consider spiritual and what we consider spiritual. So to me, it starts with a recognition that there's something in this world or in this universe or the universes that are bigger than ourselves. That there's a grand intelligence, a magnificent beauty that creates a sense of awe in us. And that's, I think, a good starting point that we can build on.
Right. So how do we access spirituality? So I want to go back in time to when I was a little girl, because I used to play in the woods behind my house, and I just felt so related to the trees and the flowers and the plants and the birds and perhaps fairies twittering behind the trees, and just felt this sense of gratitude. I remember picking little flowers and bringing them to my mom, and she'd put them in the windowsill, and I'd go back out to the woods and I'd look up at the window there. So I was like in the bigger field of everything's connected. And then I'd be in the particular of my little house with my mom and my vase with my flowers, you know.
Macro and the micro.
Yeah. So to me, that's a big part of spirituality, is to see a bigger view. So sometimes when I'm getting too close and I'm just like in the details, I'll take a walk and go look big. You see, we live in Colorado, see the Front Range, you know, go to a high point in the neighborhood where I could see the whole Front Range from Colorado Springs to Boulder. And it's just that vastness that opens me up. And then I start to feel more spiritually connected. So that really helps to be in nature and to see things from a bigger vantage point.
What
helps you?
Well, I like the expression that nature is the best Bible, because it doesn't have any dogma attached to it. You know, it's just, it continuously informs us if we're at all receptive to it. We can have a numinous experience. Numinous means that spiritual quality that comes forth. I have once heard somebody years ago, and I really like this. I'll say who it was, Ken Dykewald. The time he was only 26 years old, he wrote a book called Body Mind, and he said that spirituality was everything, period. I agree. I think that spiritual elements are in everything, in everyone, every creature. And so the small, the details, God is in the details, as I've heard it said. Some people don't relate to the word God, but also, you know, in the expanse. And it's so enriching for me. It's so magnificent to me to hold that perspective on a daily basis, many times a day basis. I'll tell a little story of my own. I mentioned once before in one of these Wisdom Wednesdays, but it was my first profound experience, very profound experience of mysticism. And that was with this woman here. On our third date, it was a study date. in my apartment. She was sitting on my bed. I was at my desk. At one point, we both got up, approached each other, stood a couple feet away, looked into each other's eyes. And I had an amazing experience of seeing eternity, like beyond the beyond. Now, I can't describe that more than that, but that's where it runs deep, folks. That's where it gets profound, right?
Words don't matter at some point.
It's ineffable and capable of being
Describe,
expressed fully.
Well, that's beautiful. And that scared the crap out of you, didn't it?
It was more real at the moment, but I think that seeped in there and go, is this my woman? Oh my gosh. We won't get into all that. Me leaving you shortly after that.
I know. We have a tale. We've been together. We just celebrated meeting 55 years ago. So we've grown up together. Well, I wanted to share, when I was a little girl again, I was very spiritually based and prayerful and thankful and grateful and generous and, all those kind of good girl qualities. But I also had this deep, rich knowing, and I had this experience in my religious school training where the clergy was talking about how everything is God, was the word used. I use the word universe now, but everything is contained within this universal web of energy, this life energy that is endless. It goes on and on and on, and that we're here as little tiny fragments of it, little sparks of it. And there was this conversation when I was only 10 years old. I think I was in fourth grade. I was in fourth grade. This quality of saying that when more and more people know and love God, that the world will have a profound shift in its peace. So we have yet to see that big scale, but on a small scale, it's happening for us. The more and more we embrace our spiritual nature, the more our environment and our friends and our associates and the clients we work with in our community, we could feel that ripple from all of us, So I encourage all of us to connect spiritually. It makes a difference. Makes a difference to send good energy to people. We have a friend going through a divorce right now, and every morning our friendship group is sending her energy to go through this, she and her husband, to go through this amicably and peacefully and, cooperatively. So, sending energy to people is one of my spiritual practices, just attuning, bringing that focus.
Well, your own sense of beauty in yourself and peace in yourself, and then bringing that out, spreading the light.
Affects everybody I come in contact with.
Something else that I heard said, and I really subscribe to, is that when we sincerely open ourselves to what is spirituality, like what is love, those kind of big questions, what are we here for? They tend to open for us, sometimes gradually and sometimes in an explosion. So usually it's gradual, very gradual.
Gentle, the unfolding's gentle. Sometimes there's a jolt, but an awakening. Are you woke? Are you woke? Yeah, so spiritual connection is a deep and ever-evolving process. And we just wanted to open that up as part of HeartWise, to be able to connect with ourselves as a spiritual being having a human experience, and also as a partnership, to see that you and I are mirrors, that we help each other, that we bring up all the stuff so that we can heal and purify.
Everything's a mirror, but when you're in a significant relationship, all the more so.
Right.
All the more so.
Right.
Best way to efface the ego is, through this
Bump
process.
up against each other and not avoid it. Stay with it. Stay with it. What is it? What is it? Yeah.
We've been doing it for 55 years.
Well, yeah.
52 married. So we're going to have we're going to unfold this some more over the next few weeks as we deepen into this discussion and perhaps go into some particulars. But this was a good start, I think, today.
Yes, and save the date for our HeartWise Circle. We're going to discuss this live on a Zoom call, and that'll be on Wednesday, December 14th. I'll just be getting back from a trip to Israel that day.
See if you show up for that.
I'll see if of what I look like and how I feel. Maybe Jim will be holding the fort. But yeah, join us. It's at 7 to 8 p.m. on Mountain Time, and look at heartwiseacademy.com and look under events, and you'll see HeartWise Circle. It's free. Just sign up and get your link and join us. So keep inquiring. What does that mean to connect spiritually for myself? What does it mean to connect spiritually with the other person? Does the other person have to be participating in it, or can I do it unilaterally? Can I just be connected to you spiritually no matter what you're up to?
I say certainly that, frankly.
Yeah, so
And
keep exploring.
yeah, and that's really key, is because this will open continually. I've been at this for decades, as has Ruth.
Yeah.
And we've had a lot of formal training in spirituality, and still
There's no end, there's no destination. Just
there's a knowing in the heart that
yeah,
opens up.
yeah. May peace be with you. Thanks for joining us. Have a good day.
Bye, everybody.